Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Oh, oh no,
Good
that
evening,
was from the other
everyone,
game.
and welcome back to Vitruvian Meeple's presentation of the Powers That Be, a Claim the Sky campaign. As usual, I am here with Patrick, Ecat, Magda, Julie, and Ray. We have a lot to do and not a whole lot of time to do it, so we're going to hand it over to our GM, Patrick. Patrick, please give us a recap of what happened, because it's been a while, and then please take us into the world of Excelsior.
All right. You may recall that the group of you had to make a very difficult choice early on. Well, it wasn't a difficult choice, but you had to make a choice as to what you were going to do after having gotten totally busted, burning down the hooligans bar and several of the hooligans in it, and a few of them out of it, and beating up the villainous mastermind known as Hex. You then were flown to Washington, D.C. and put up for the night in a fabulous hotel run by Simon Sawyer, the Sentinel, of course, as he will tell anybody who ever meets him. And the next day you were then tested on various ways to whether or not you would make it as heroes. The tests included a test on acting, where you were put in a situation where you had to behave like a hero and say things to, villains and crowds around you. You had to do a test of your abilities by pushing your special abilities a little bit further than they usually go, and everyone did quite well at that. And then you had a test of morality, where you were posed with a tricky question, and you had to choose what the right thing was to do. Everybody worked quite wonderfully and walked away not only as fully registered powers, but also as fully accredited heroes, with one exception, of course, that a certain individual who Crash will be happy will not mention his name, was not quite able to make it into those ranks on his own on account of his rap sheet, and thus he had to be sponsored by an existing hero. Fortunately, there was one already in the party in the form of, as his old ID says, the Generator. So everybody was then shuffled back to New York in rather quick order by a individual that you met there by the name of Will, who is a teleporter. He was there with his friend Shift, who is a person who can shapeshift themselves and shapeshift others, and uses that ability to heal people of all sorts of interesting things, including Generator's old age. We'll cover that momentarily. So the group reconvened at the local coffee shop. Did we name the local coffee shop? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, Sunbucks.
Sunbucks,
Yes.
right. So you had reconvened at Sunbucks Coffee and decided that since you were supposed to kind of be a team and, figure out how all this stuff is going to work, and if you want to continue doing it, or maybe go off and do other things you don't know, that you'd meet, like once a week. And so that week has passed, and the group of you are spending some time at the local Sunbucks after work. So it's around 6 o'clock. You know, some of you have already eaten dinner, some are planning on eating dinner, but you all decided to go get some coffee and hang out together. So talk amongst yourselves while I type something in here for.
So Crash is just kind of, I mean, I'm envisioning us at a table basically near the wall. So Crash is kind of doing the, leaning against the wall with his arms crossed and the one foot cocked up on the wall. Not saying a whole lot, just kind of taking in the situation and waiting for someone else to volunteer information.
Yeah, it better be in the section that has like the sofas and whatnot.
That works. Gods, we are the Central Park gang.
I don't know. My Sunbucks has soft sofas.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's settled. We have a Panera style sofa
There
recliner
you go.
little table that wobbles, and you still have to like shove napkins underneath it in order so you don't spill your damn coffee.
No, you get the coffee sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the cardboard studies it much better than napkins do.
Okay, fair, very fair.
Yeah.
Well, as I approach from the outside, I have had to shove off one of the local crows that had decided to land on my shoulder. I hand him some peanuts out of my pocket, and then wander in. I go get a hot chocolate before coming and sitting down.
I
get
sneak
my-
around and see if there's like the carafes where you can refill your coffee, and I refill my like extra large travel mug.
Yeah. We got a coffee and like a cookie and and like a sandwich and like a whole pile of stuff because it's like between jobs. It's like, okay, I'm done with my day for the day. Gotta go into the club tonight. Need fuel.
Yes.
And mine's in an extra thermal cup to keep it from freezing before I get back to the table.
So as Black Ice gets to the table, Crash will actually, kind of look up and catch her eye and say, "You doing okay, kid?
Yeah. Been better, been worse.
Welcome
Haven't
your
had to
life.
explain anything yet to the family.
It's coming.
Yeah.
One way or the
Mhm.
other."
Tink, could you roll me another D100?
Mother fruitcake.
Oh no! So you just did rolling 1D. So it
Do it
Yeah,
again.
no, I know
Well-
exactly what I did. I thought I had
Okay.
the number
Oh,
pad
okay,
on, but
got
I
it, yeah.
didn't.
The other thing you can do if you want to redo the last thing you did is just hit the up arrow.
Yeah, I'm not at my desk today.
And could you roll me a D6 as well?
We're technologically competent here at the Vitruvian Meeple. We try to bring you the best.
I'm also not sitting in my chair, which has a completely different butt profile, and I'm not happy.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. We're retitling the episode. Now it's issue 4, butt profile.
Very important.
Yeah. Please, for the love of the
We're
gods,
all
Patrick,
about
save us with some
sharing
plot.
here.
All right.
But I'm not bitter about it at all.
Okay, so an interesting thing for all of you to notice is Gene's face is flaking, kind of like he'd gotten a bad sunburn and then he's healing from it, and now all of his skin is starting to flake off. Which is something new that he's experiencing so far this week, amongst some other things. Like you've noticed that he's actually like been seen around the neighborhood going for a walk. Most of you had never seen him before because he would rarely leave his apartment except to purchase more beer, and possibly some ramen noodles.
Everything
Feeling
all right
okay,
there?
dude?
Oddly and nigh disturbingly, Yes.
Might want to get some Noxzema though.
Moisturizing.
Noxzema. I thought you
Yeah.
said Zima.
No,
And
well,
I was
there's
wondering
that
how
too.
you had a reference for that.
I mean,
I read.
And that's
There.
like a motherfucker.
Come back like 3 years, like 2 years ago or something.
why am I not
Yeah,
surprised?
I'm
Never mind
still not quite sure
Winter
why, but you know.
Zima. Just not surprised at all.
Hey, you weren't there. Be glad about that.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's lately been walking with like a little bit of a spring in his step. Said like, you know, this is the latest thing. Just, you know, his skin is peeling, and you know, you don't know much what to say about that aside from, you know, facial dandruff. But it's a
Mhm.
thing that happens, I guess.
So how was
So-
everyone's week? Getting in trouble?
Nope.
Not yet.
Well, we still have a few hours.
Neva, has your Tia figured out what's going on yet?
You've met her. You know how she's more high than anything. She's just grateful
Yeah.
I'm there.
That's one thing I noticed is that Midtown Manhattan smells a lot like Philosophy Club. Like there's always somebody nearby smoking up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was a little bit of a contact high going on for us like all week. I mean,
I've got stories.
yeah.
The bell to the shop rings, and anybody looking in that direction notices that the person you met last week, Will, bamps into existence on the inside of the door, reaches up and hits the bell, and then walks over to order himself some coffee. And he has like a little bit of a hangdog look to him. Just doesn't seem to be having a wonderful day.
Which one was Will?
That was the teleporter who sent you back to Queens, who hangs out with the shapeshifter.
I walk over to Will because I feel a little bit bad for unloading on him in DC. Yeah.
Just a
So,
Little bit.
so I saunter up to him and like friendlily tap him on the shoulder. It's like, hey, you doing all right?
Looks over. Oh, hey, how's it going? I've had better weeks. It turns out I don't have what they think it takes to be a hero. Shift does, of course. You know, like they were tripping over themselves to get him, but me not so much. It turns out that being able to fight is an important part of being able to be a hero, and I can't fight my way out of a wet paper bag. It turns out. So, yeah, that was interesting. So they tried to have me, you know, get into a fist fight, and I missed, fell over twice, and then did manage to actually land a punch and broke my fist. Fortunately, Shift was there, so they just fixed it for me. Still, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do because apparently that's not in the cards, and now Shift is occupied, so the two of us are not going to be traveling around together too much. So I, for the time being, since money is kind of easy for me to come by because there's always somebody who wants to be transported somewhere for a ridiculous amount of money, and sometimes they can get a hold of me. So I bought a houseboat and parked it under Hell's Point Bridge, just right over there. And I don't know if it's legal, but nobody's moved it yet. So I've just decided to move in there for the time being, and well, you know, figure out what I'm going to do.
And I
So,
mean,
but
really,
you are right.
If anyone impounded it, you could get it back relatively quickly. I would.
Yes, I'd know exactly where it is. Curiously enough, I'm very good at that. Yeah, but Gene, don't worry yourself about unloading on me at all, because you were right. I'm not what they're looking for, so I barely exist. They'll send me a check every couple weeks, but that's it.
Well, still, that's a bummer. And, there's multiple approaches to defending oneself, defending others. Just because the skill set that they were looking for isn't one that you've developed just yet doesn't mean that you don't have the capability or the knowledge to adapt what you do to accomplish the same goal.
I'm sure I can figure something out. Like I've heard that the Atoms have a really good program of training people how to use their abilities, because they come up with all sorts of curious stuff. And but I don't have it in there, so I don't.
Oddly enough, I can. If you would like an introduction, I can arrange for that.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, because I'm sure one of them can figure something out. And even if not, just just something to do with myself that isn't, once again, like teleporting rich people to vacation, or moving skeevy things in large boxes around the world, because not what I went to college for. I studied engineering, of all things.
Yeah.
That's a low blow.
But teleportation isn't phenomenally useful in that area. It turns out a little bit, but once again, that just makes me a person who just actually builds things. And yeah.
Crash is like unabashedly staring with one eyebrow cocked over a tank.
Neva's looked over a couple from between her book, her tablet that she's always reading from.
So
I'd look back, go over to Will and say, well, I mean, if there's anything that and I glance at the group and say, relatively most of us can do to perhaps help, given your generous assistance. Slightly unsettling, but generous it was. Let us know, man.
Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, and he pulls out a slip of paper, like a receipt or something, writes a number on it, hands it over to Pa. Let me know when you have a chance to talk to folks, and I can stop by, or I can head over with you or whatnot, because that would be really good. Maybe they can help me out. Yeah, it's not just that, like, because one of the other things, of course, is apparently my teleportation's too slow. It takes approximately 1.6 seconds for me to, start the process and actually move somewhere. And it turns out that I can get punched a whole lot in 1.6 seconds. Like a whole lot. Ooh. Some of you guys are fast. You know that?
I look over at Crash.
So it sounds like what you need is you need to team up with someone big and strong and tough who can stand in front of you while you warm up the death ray.
I bet I could build a death ray. Get a big enough power supply. It's just about anything can kill people.
Oh, look who just came back.
She who can build a death ray.
Yeah. So Magda, Will is currently thinking about building a death ray because Crash used the term death ray. Here I was trying to actually give him some helpful advice. That's what I get. I mean, a death ray would solve the problem too.
There are definitely a lot of problems that a death ray could solve.
Usually life, I would imagine. Whose
True.
life? That's always,
Yeah.
In one
if it
form
doesn't
or
fire
another.
right, probably you.
And really, even if that's not going to solve the problem, all you need to do is have it distract them for 1.6 seconds.
Hey, she's that guy in Estonia who built a death ray. Like rules over a whole valley because he has a death ray. It just only points in a certain direction, so only that valley. But whatever works for you. Although I hear things have been heating up in Europe too, according to the Rag and Rat. That was. I ordered fish and chips so I could see the one side of the paper, and but things are getting ugly over there. That's unfortunately, our fine nation has the benefit of we don't have any powers in politics. Apparently, Europe didn't think that was all that much of a problem, and now they're dealing with it. So, yeah. But we'll see what happens, I guess. Unless they draft us all. In which case, I'll see you on the front. All right. Well, I gotta go. I'll catch you guys later.
Yep.
And then 1.6 seconds later, he's
Bam.
Yeah.
That was oddly depressing and uplifting at the same time.
You're welcome.
What?
I open up my backpack and I give Black Ice the new version of the hand warmer that I have been working on.
Thank you.
A more concentrated heat source for a longer period of time.
I'm not going to start glowing, am I? I've already had radiation once and 3 times in my life.
It's negligible. You're fine.
Okay. I just put it in my pocket for now.
Are you done?
It doesn't emit any gamma radiation or anything, does it?
No.
That she knows of.
Right.
I look over at the group and say, so is everybody still like, we all cool with this?
I still don't know
mean-
what this is.
Trust me, it takes time. I had no idea whenever I got started. But what I do know is if you have a good team, that takes care of a lot of the growing pains. And I kind of drift off a little bit after saying that, and clearly that triggered something in my memory that I'm not comfortable sharing with the rest of the class at the moment.
While you're sitting there, Nevada, you notice that your usual plethora of avian friends who, by the way, the crow population in this section of Queens is, especially in the past week, has grown markedly since you've started, kind of using your abilities. There's a lot more of them around, and a good number of them follow you wherever you go in town. Like if you're hanging out in the shop, they're hanging out outside on top of the buildings and stuff, and they make a lot of racket whenever you're wandering around. And you notice a whole bunch of them are collecting in the park across the street, just making a lot of racket, just kind of like a bunch of them just like hang out in the ground, looking around and cawing loudly with that. Not just that like standard one, that one where they're like cawing repeatedly as some sort of warning going on.
Guys, I know it's going to sound weird, Something's happening. The crows are acting up.
Huh. I
So
chugged the last of my coffee, pop
I
the
get
last
up.
bite of cookie in my mouth, go
I get up
outside.
and I walk across the street, dodging traffic. Oh, dodging as in I just go glomping across the street and don't give a fuck if the car hits me or not.
That's their problem.
Yep.
Exactly. And head over to the park and squat down near some of the crows. To my butt, hand some peanuts over and go, "Hey, Knox, what's up?" Not understand him or
Okay,
anything, but
let's switch you to an outdoor location. And if you zoom in on the park, you will see the party hanging out there.
Yep.
So the birds are making a big racket and kind of fluttering around. And then you hear a noise that all of you are familiar with, and it bothers you a lot because everyone in New York is familiar with it. That each of the, well, no, New York, Excelsior, each of the boroughs has its own sound, but it's the same device, and they are old air raid sirens. So you hear that slow drone and then rising up sound coming from Manhattan. You've become familiar with what each of the boroughs sounds like, because as that sound goes off, it means only one thing. It means one of the supervillains is attacking. Now, generally speaking, heroes are called heroes and villains are called villains, but some are just, that notch above the rest. So some of them are referred to as superheroes or supervillains. Superheroes generally, like the League, are of course, very much part of that. So if the Liberty League, as soon as somebody's put in there, they're now a superhero. Just that cut above. Statesman is a superhero, but they're also supervillains. They're villains. They're just hideously dangerous people. Supervillains are a whole notch above. They're either there's a number of them, or they control a lot of people, or they can cause large amounts of damage, or whatever it is they do. It's not something where they're harming a few people, they're harming a whole area. And so the alarm goes off in Manhattan, and you're all listening to it rising from the distance, and the crows are like none too happy about this. It's almost like they knew what was going to go on. And so you're just listening to it in the distance, and you look over and you start seeing some people flying towards or across Manhattan to wherever what's going on. Most of you don't have good enough eyesight, of course, to see exactly who is flying over there, unless you have like a pair of binoculars or something on you.
Stares
So-
at Tink.
Except her phone zooms in more and more and more. The lens is sticking
Enhance,
out.
enhance, enhance.
And
No, but I
Jean,
do think I would have like glasses that I can like click on the magnifying on them.
yes. Okay, so as you are trying to pick out, you can see Statesman flying. Statesman's very easy to spot. He has a very long, very red cape. The rest of his suit is gold. He is the most ostentatious looking motherfucker that lives in the entire city. And he is flying across Manhattan. And then, coming from over the horizon, you see somebody flying way faster than him. Dressed mostly in, most of the costume is white and blue. And that is Ace. And Ace is most likely the fastest person on the planet, at least when it comes to traveling via air. So Crash may someday be able to catch up with her on the ground. He's
Yeah.
not sure about that, but she is trucking towards Manhattan. So something bad is going on over there.
Huh.
And Jean, you get a message on your phone. Ding. Because Gene has since, of course, he's been living on the agency's dole for a long time. His phone was provided by them. Heroes can get them if they want. And so he gets a message which says, SV alert, Manhattan. Be on the lookout in your local area for any criminal activity. And this, of course, is because whenever the alarms go off, it means every other jerk is going to try to take an opportunity to go out and get up to some mayhem because all the big heroes are busy doing something else.
Yep.
It's like when, the police all drive off to go take care of something. Well, this is a great time, isn't it? They're busy.
Huh. Well, now.
What's up?
Turn to- looks like your birds were the harbingers of news.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So while
Famously.
while stuff is going down in Manhattan, it's requested that perhaps should keep our eyes out and about on the local area to make sure that nobody necessarily takes advantage of the sudden shift in resources.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, Patrick? What is the crowd? What is the crowd direction? What is the traffic doing in immediate response?
So this is an interesting thing that anybody who lives in Excelsior has been drilled into them since the cataclysm that destroyed New York City. Everybody is going indoors and going into their basements, into their shelters. Cars are just being pulled to the side of the road. People are getting out, going into local businesses and finding somewhere to stay safe. Because when the big guys come
cover.
into play, sometimes buildings collapse, fires start, people get killed. So the majority of people have left the roads. A few people are being looky-loos. They're going out and trying to see what's going on. They probably all have blogs about what's happening and want to get a good photo for it. Yeah. Responsible citizens, of course.
Well,
So-
I stand up and move one of the crows to my shoulder as I'm looking around because that's just what I do now. Look.
So now, do we know where the Statesman and Ace flew from?
Oh, from?
Yeah.
Statesman, interestingly, has an apartment in right off of Central Park.
Okay.
So he lives in a gloriously tall building, has the highest apartment in it, so he has a perfect view of the rest of the city. It is provided by the city. If somebody paid for it, it'd probably go somewhere like 50, maybe 100 million, but he gets to live there for free. He's a statesman.
Of course.
Show off.
Yeah, well. All right.
And of course, Ace is coming up from the south. She was probably in DC at the time.
Okay. So
And they both seem to be heading somewhere in the direction of the south of Manhattan, like Battery Park or something, possibly Statue of Liberty. Depends. You can't quite tell the angle that well from where you are.
now I only looked at the geography of Queens. Hold on. Me. Yeah. And no images. Thank you. Yes. Aha. Okay. Queens, Manhattan. Oh, okay. That's in the other direction. Woohoo! Good to know. Nice. Okay. So they went. Okay. Don't worry about it. Sure. All right. All right. And Central Park is in Manhattan too.
Yes.
Yep.
But we're still in Queens.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So from there. So I kind of take, I steel myself. I take a deep breath. I take 2 steps back, crack my knuckles, and look at my esteemed colleagues and go, okay, I guess now is a time as good as any for a little history lesson.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goody.
Don't worry, there won't be a quiz. We won't have time for one. So when this has happened before, and we saw that there were the, what do we call them? Heroes.
Yeah.
Just call them heroes.
Powers.
Okay. When we see the other heroes fly into somewhere in response to a siren like this, that leaves a vacuum. And that's the text that I got. My suggestion for anybody that cares to join me is that starting where we are right now, we make our way and radiate towards outward where those resources left, just to make sure that we don't have any up and coming hooligan or other such nimwits who are trying to make a name for themselves or get out with a, fast and easy little treasure. No offense, Crash.
I mean,
So
it's a living.
who cares? Who would like to join me on this little venture?
Oh, sure, why not?
Yep.
So
All right.
Pause up.
are you all going to suit up before heading out, or are you going to head out the way that you are?
Well, since I don't have a suit,
I
You
don't have a
just pop
suit
your
either.
hoodie up.
yeah, the hood comes up.
Yeah.
So I look
Yeah.
like that.
Give me a
I
moment.
do that.
I disappear with my backpack back into Sunbucks, into the bathroom, strip off the jeans, the t-shirt, and the jacket, shove them into the backpack, hand it off to one of the baristas who also happens to be a cousin, so they'll just keep an eye on it for me until we're done. And I come back out in neck to ankle cheetah print spandex.
That suit.
Oh, and is your tail out?
Yes, my tail is out. Yes, I think I shake out my hair until you can actually really kind of see the ears.
I look at Pa and go, you know how to use that thing then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No,
While everybody was getting ready, I opened up my phone to a police scanner that I had programmed myself to just try to get as much like data as possible. And that also like listens into like other walkie-talkies and other phone signals and other shit that miscreants would be using.
Okay.
All right.
So Crash simply zips out back into Sunbucks, a backpack that was mysteriously left by the couch has now disappeared, and he zooms back in a moment. He is wearing dark gray, almost black cargo pants and a black leather biker jacket, both of which are trimmed in crimson red. And he reaches into the pocket, takes out a folded pair of sunglasses, snaps them open. They are mirrored, whole eye, not quite wraparound, but close sunglasses. He said, all right, let's do this.
I look at Crash, point to the sunglasses, nod, reach into my jean jacket pocket, whip out the black frame Ray-Bans, flick those out, put those on, and I step in and say, all right, let's see what we can do. Here's my suggestion. If you have a problem with it, then give me your own suggestion. But for now, since this is kind of new, here's what I think. Pa, I want you to be Tink's muscle. Tink, you follow your leads. Pa, make sure nothing happens to her. Go where you feel like you need to go. Crash, you're a quick little fella. It would be really helpful if you can just do a perimeter. And recon, see what you can see. Somebody needs to be alleviated of anything in particular. All right, don't go overboard. This time, Neve, how good is the relationship with you and your fine feathered friends?
We're still working on it, but we've got a good relationship.
Any way that you could suggest or influence any airborne recon, anything to alert us on which direction to go? That would be super helpful.
I can try. So
All right.
I turn to Knox and go, what do you think? And then I leave it up to the DM to tell me what my bird does.
The bird kind of leans towards you and then looks down at your pocket.
Fine. My hand, fill my hand with peanuts and hold it up for him.
Okay.
I get, dude.
Tink, roll a intelligence check, difficulty 5. Don't forget your 3 intelligence shifts. Let's see.
Sorry, who's rolling this, Patrick?
Tink is for
Okay.
her scanning.
Oh, sorry.
So
What did I roll in?
intelligence difficulty 5, and it should pick up your shift, which will make it, I think, a 2.
Yep.
Intelligence. Sorry. Okay, so intelligence, and you said it took me too long to process. What comes after intelligence?
Difficulty 5.
Difficulty challenging. Okay, submit.
And I think it will automatically pick up your shift. So
if not, we can treat it as a level 2.
Okay.
Okay. It didn't pick it up, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So, but beats difficulty 4, which beats the difficulty 2.
Yep.
So you make it. So
Okay.
you pick up an interesting thing on when you scan. You pick up a band you've never picked up on before, and you hear Statesman. You recognize his voice. You've seen him on the news a billion times. And he says, oh shit, the circus has come to town and they're starting to move north. I think I see a few tents up in the Bronx.
That's awkward. I'm guessing he's speaking figuratively.
I don't think he does figuratively.
He's not that bright.
I'm not sure I was aware he could do speaking.
Huh. Tense. Interesting. Huh.
Patrick, have any of
Circus.
us heard of any?
Anybody got peanuts?
As a matter
We
of
all
fact,
looking at
Patrick, have any of us heard of any supervillains that have a circus motif?
Why, indeed you have.
Oh, boy.
At least I can bring up that Gen X has heard of them. In fact, he has fought them before.
Oh, okay. So then upon Tink's reading of that, I just drop my head and shake it. Oh, goodness.
clowns.
You might say that. Now, Patrick, I am aware, Gen X is aware of the fact that it's wait, sorry, what's the supervillain's name again?
The Circus King?
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah, so
aware,
the
am I
Circus King-
aware that the Circus King is, and like, am I aware of the symbiotic relationship between that and its similarity to mine?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
It's a theory you've been working with for a long time.
say it again.
It's a theory you've been working with for a long time.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now then. So upon Tink saying that, me shaking my head, anybody who notices, and I will leave that up to you, but there is an added tension in my body language. And I'm going to try real hard to work through this and not let on to the hesitation that I now have affecting every decision that I make henceforth. So I look at Tink. Where'd you say they were coming from?
Where did I say they were coming from?
The one group of them is coming up from the south, and another group, it appears, is already in the Bronx.
I relay that information.
Thank you, Tink.
Remember that the circus is a lot of people, so they're just kind of, coming out of the woodwork all of a sudden.
Black Ice. And now, wait, hold on. So what happened with the birds? Because I asked Black Ice if she could maybe get some help with the birds, and before I noticed any movement or anything like that, the signal came in. So
Nevada can roll. I think I will put this as a supernatural knowledge, level 4. At some point, we might want to, have you dig up a actual power that
Yeah.
deals with
I was going to talk to you about that.
controlling and communicating animals, because we can definitely work with that.
No asset, right?
Nope. Well, actually, yeah, I'll give you an asset because you gave him a peanut.
Well, I already rolled it, so
And you made it, so.
yeah.
Success. Excellent. So Knox lifts
by
up.
the way, all the crows are named Knox.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
So Knox
To know.
lifts up off your shoulder, flaps its wings, and flies across the street and lands on a light pole right in front of. And let me make sure I get the name correct, because I came up with it. Yes, right in front of Joey's jewelry joint. which is across the street from you.
Oh, good old Joey's.
Hmm.
Haven't been able to show my face in there in years.
I wonder why.
And yet you probably still do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, old man, I think something might be about to happen or is happening at the jewelry place.
Is the jewelry place open?
When the alarm went off, he closed the door.
Okay.
So
Did
you
he
imagine
lock
locked
it?
up and
Yeah.
went into hiding like everybody else.
Can I still... I'm assuming there's some kind of glass windows. Is there a cage or something that he put down?
No, it's there's a grill around both of the windows. It's not a fancy place,
Okay.
so it's not like you're shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue or anything like that.
Right.
It's Joey's jewelry joint. Hey.
Right.
There's an ad for Joey's in the newspaper.
Yep.
So
All right. So
you
did we
might be able to
see-
hear something happening in it. Unfortunately, you're surrounded by a whole bunch of really noisy crows.
Okay, yeah, something is definitely happening in there.
So at this point, I will zip up and I will knock loudly on the door. Oh, Joseph! May we speak with you a moment?
Over there. So Joey's is across the street towards the north.
Okay.
So is anybody else heading over in that direction?
Yep. Well,
That's-
that's if Tink is.
Hold on. Wait.
Take the extra 4 damage, and I am going to, let's see, and I'm going to tack it on to using bash on, let's see, since I'm right next to other mime, I will, yeah.
Okay. Target to hit other mime currently is a 5.
Okay.
You're gonna hate these guys.
It's always comforting when the GM says that.
Right.
They're probably going to do mimicking wind, and then it actually makes the wind appear.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so my single attack shift drops it down. Drops the difficulty down from 5 to 4. Let's see. And that'll also do 3 additional points. There's going to be an extra 7 points of damage if I hit.
Oops.
Whoa! There we go. Clicks myself. Have fun with that, Jam.
Okay, so now
Okay, so
just to cover the rules real quick, you can, because we have XP now, you can spend an XP to counter that GM intrusion and roll it again. In fact, anyone can spend an XP to do that, or you can simply take the GM intrusion.
Actually, with all that extra damage, I want to re-roll that.
okay.
Let's try that again. There we go.
But
So 10 points. So it'll be 10 points of damage to other mime.
so dazed means that anything any rolls against them are one step to their detriment. So defense rolls against them are one easier, attack rolls against them are one easier, etc.
All right.
So pile on, guys.
Mime puts like a shock look on her face, and then puts her hands up and starts doing the in a box thing. Crash. Good luck.
Have I ever tussled with these guys before?
No.
Okay.
You have no idea. You've never heard of anybody getting into a fight with a mime that was not an actual mime.
I was about to say, I'm not sure I'd go that far. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have personal experience with that.
You've seen them in Times Square before.
Right. Okay, so, well, I mean, he is an overconfident motherfucker, so we're just gonna phase up, and actually, I don't even need to run for this, because I can just build up the energy and blast it. So, I will blast the energy at other mime because I can see that he's a little bit out of
Gotten
sorts.
punched, but good.
Yeah. Okay, so you said the difficulty was normally a 5?
No, it was a 5.
Okay.
So difficulty now is an 8. So that drops to a 7 because he's dazed.
And that's 6 because I have a I mean, at this point, I might as well just try it because difficulty 7 or no 6. Yeah, no, that's part of the model. Sure, I'll put a level of effort into it. Nope.
Okay, at least you did not run at them.
Yes.
That would be a poor decision if you didn't connect the attack. Okay. Other mime. Other mime's nonplussed. So he looks shocked, rummages around a non-existent bag, pulls it out, pulls a pin, and tosses it up into the air. And it, you don't see what the hell's happening. It's like, just pretending to throw a grenade at you. Everybody, make yourself a speed defense level 5.
Can I take my lab coat and cover my head?
Now I have a see-through perception skill. Is that or deception skill? Is that something I could use here?
In this case, it won't actually work because you are not being deceived.
Okay.
So
it's just something weird's happening.
So is the target 5 taking into account that he's dazed?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
Anybody who fails takes 2 points of damage.
Patrick?
Yes.
For my minor effect, for rolling the 19 on my speed defense, can I dodge in front of Tank to at least partially absorb or deflect whatever damage that she would take?
Yeah, so I know he had talked about making my lab coat PPE. At what point does it actually start working like light armor or something?
Well,
Or
if we want to be kind and slip slightly back into time, that you could have a armored lab coat, which would provide you. Actually, can you wear light armor? Is the question.
I have no idea. How does one decide that?
I can
figure that out.
I can.
Okay, and you're both adepts, so yes. If Black Ice can, then Tink, you can too.
Okay, yeah. So give yourself a point of
I
armor.
have ice armor and practiced in armor, so as well as my coat.
So put for one of your expensive items is that you have a armored lab coat.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do then is Paw is able to take half of the damage. So Paw, you take an extra point of damage. You take 3, and Tink will only take 1, and that will be absorbed by her armor. The difficulty being that you have no idea where the imaginary grenade is that explodes and throws a bunch of you back, and you don't actually see any shrapnel. It hasn't actually punctured any of you as though it were a frag grenade, but you all get hurt by the shockwave from it.
Okay.
I'm kind of a psychic
Where-
attack.
Where is our, how do I track my damage health kind
Yeah.
of thing?
So whatever damage you take out of your might pool.
Out of my might pool?
What?
And how much damage did I take, Patrick?
You
I have
took
an
2,
armor of 3.
none.
Okay.
Remember, you're extraordinarily tough. Although
Yes.
you are now
Oh,
feeling nice and cold as a layer of ice is starting to form around you.
okay.
Right.
And I cannot wait a second. So the armor will knock off. I have an armor of 2 that'll knock off 2 out of the
2
3
points,
points.
then you'll take 1. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I took 1.
You only took the 1, so the armor compensated for that, so you didn't take any.
Oh, okay.
All right, take.
All right. So, remember that flamethrower that I told you that I was working on this week? And that nice and new propellant that I've been working on? I take one of my sample vials of propellant and chuck it over at the mimes.
So you're going to pitch it over the wall, much like the grenade. See, there she is being smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, that will be improvised light weapon.
Okay. Difficulty.
Difficulty is, let's see. This will be a 7.
Is that counting the fact that light weapons are at -1 difficulty?
Oh, no, 6.
6.
Almost forgot.
Okay, intimidating. Okay. Everything else is 0, I'm assuming. Hey.
Boom. Literally in this case, boom.
So you see, it's really fascinating because you see the explosion. It doesn't blast back into you guys. You see it hit up against an actual, just invisible wall in between you.
Can we see how high the wall is?
Actually, yes, you can.
Excellent.
The wall is about 6 feet tall.
Okay.
So a bit taller than the mime. She's not terribly high. It's terribly tall. Okay. In here.
Great.
Napalm sticks to kids.
On fire. On fire. All right, so now we have 2 burning mimes. I'm sensing a theme with this party.
Well, just one of us.
So, Gen X.
Okay. Both mimes are on fire.
Yes.
No 2 mimes are not on fire.
Great mimes tink
Well
alike.
then.
I said great mimes tink alike.
Oh boy.
Nice.
And the smoke from the fire and the flames and all that going on that side of the wall points out that the wall is about 6 feet tall. It's about a foot off of the ground and only extends about a foot to either side of them. So it's not like a gigantic wall or anything like that.
Smoke gets
But
in
on the
your
other hand, had
minds.
Crash run right into it, he'd run into a largely impenetrable wall of force, which would have hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little fire. Okay, I see it. I didn't see it until just now. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Hey, the
cute.
little flame icon. That's cute.
What's the
don't go away.
mask
Why did you
on
go
the
away?
other mime?
That's his disoriented state
Oh, okay.
from where Pop like just smacked him, but good.
Like a cat.
Amazingly so. All right.
That thing that they do to mice, just punk.
So, okay. And where is that wall?
So the wall basically extends from the square just above Crash, basically in between Crash and the mime, from that square down to the bottom of the square where Paw of Justice and other mime is. So it's just those 3 blocks right there.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes.
That helps. Ugh. Okay. So Jean is conflicted. Jean is very much enjoying getting used to his improved physical well-being and the aforementioned spring in his step. He has no trust in his powers whatsoever. And I'm going to assume that all powers, which include
Oh, don't forget, by the way, did you got hit by the attack? You absorbed 1 point of kinetic damage from that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that still worked. Cool. So that okay.
So your power is sort of charged up if you feel like using it. And you also took 1 less point of damage because you absorbed it.
Fair.
So you can give yourself a hit point back.
Thanks. All right. Okay. Well, that changes what I'm going to do. Well, honestly, like what his first instinct is just to say, screw it, and run up and just start pounding. I mean, just straight up fist fight. But there's a wall. So that's probably not going to be realistic. I'm going to assume.
You can take this turn to run around the wall.
Can I make a storytelling request?
Certainly.
So, I don't know if you remember an episode of The Simpsons, like 30 fucking years ago, where, because I only ever watched the first 7 seasons. I don't care about anything else. Where like Bart is like trying to convince himself to like not be a fuck up anymore. And he goes to like, he slaps himself in the face and like, and so like, I'm imagining you once you realized that the kinetic energy kind of like gave you a little boost, you go like, I can do this. Or running into battle.
Crash would enjoy the fuck out of that. I'm just saying.
And that would work.
Which is why I'm not going to do that yet.
So the thing is, so you do feel the buildup of power in you. So you know that you could do the release, although you'll probably want to get an angle on them, or you can try to hit them really low and hit them in the feet. Because once again, you can see the edge of the wall with the flames there.
Then I'm going to take my turn and close. And well, sort of way, and I'm going to go around the wall. Can I move to there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is you're all within short range of each other.
Okay.
Aside from Crash and Paw are in immediate range because they can, like, you know, if the wall wasn't there, they're easily within punching range.
Right. Okie dokie
Black Ice
then.
at this point, too. All right. Speaking of which, Black Ice. So
So
there's two burning
based
mimes.
on where I am, am I like kind of straddling the center of the wall? Or is
Yeah,
it
you're
closer
kind
to
of in the end
mine,
of the wall.
closer to positive? Okay. Well, since I've been trying this weird ice shit that I can do now in my time off, I'm going to attempt onslaught with the target boost. First at other mime, and then it looks like I can possibly, if I'm reading this target boost right, can then affect mime. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hit both of them, basically roll an attack against each of them. So since you are past the wall and you don't have to work with it, targets a 5 for mime and 4 for other mime.
Okay. And how do I do anything with target boost? Is that
You'll just click that as used.
is that on or do you do it?
Just click
How
it
do
as
I-
used.
Oh,
How
to
do I
use it?
use my Cypher?
So
You see the used checkbox? Just click on that.
Okay.
Use that to inspire yourself, and then roll the 2 onslaught attacks. The first one is if the first attack is going after other mime, his target's going to be 4, and then
Whoops.
mime is going to be target 3, unless you went the other direction, which is fine.
No, I'm going other mime closest one first, you know.
Okay.
So that's a difficulty of 4.
4 for him
Okay.
because still hasn't come back up after having gotten, you know, gobsmacked by Paw of Justice. So that will actually disappear in a few seconds.
Hey, ECAT, you have an accuracy shift for everything, right? Oh no, we took that into account.
Okay.
All
There's
right,
the
so
first one.
7 points
And what's the difficulty for mime?
is going to be 5.
As I'm doing this, I'm just going, please work, please work, please work. And the other one didn't.
All right, but you still smack the one, but good. All right, Paw of Justice.
Okay. And my apologies for just kept disappearing because the boy wanted water, then didn't want water, then wanted water again, and so.
He wanted
Okay,
attention.
Okay, let's see. I am going to try to smack the shit out of
So-
other mime again.
Remember, we have a line.
Oh, that's right.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah.
Basically, you can either like drop down and kick underneath the wall, or you can lean to the side because it's like sticking a foot out, so you can lean to the side and try to like hook around it, or take a step in that direction too. It's once again, it's like a step to get to the end of the wall.
Let's see. Since I'm right there, yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, kicking him would count as an unarmed attack, so yeah, I'll drop and try to sweep the leg. So what's the difficulty on him right now?
Okay, target's going to be at 4.
Cat's clawing underneath the door.
Yep.
No.
Okay, and because of the single attack shift, there's an extra 3 damage, so I kick the shit out of him for 10 points of damage.
So That's right.
No,
Okay.
that's already figured into the damage.
Okay.
Okay. He's
So
starting to
okay.
look rough.
So 7 points then.
Yeah.
All right. Mime is no longer disoriented, although still on fire, unless they do something about that. So let's see. Does Mime want to do anything about the fact she's on fire?
This mime is on fire.
There you go.
Oh,
Oof.
hang on a second. I have to add that to the notes. That's just a thing that needs to be saved for posterity.
Oh
We've gotten
God,
some good
yeah,
one-liners tonight.
yeah. I'm wondering. Yeah, I think we need to have a digital version of Lieber Snipes.
All right.
So you can add quotes in Twitch chat, and maybe when we get a couple more users, hopefully we'll be able to get that started.
Okay, so Mime does something kind of unusual. Pulls out an umbrella and goes, whoa, and gets dragged along by an invisible wind. Which moves her along there. And let's see. That will be Crash, Paw, and Pink. Roll speed defense.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty on this is going to be 5 still.
Oh, darn, I actually have to roll that.
Nope.
So it's going to be a 4 because I'm phasing. Oh no, I'm sorry. That should have been a difficulty 2. I forgot about my shifts. So -1 is 1, so I did beat it.
Okay. So Tank, using a delightfully French term, you have been foisted by your own petard. The flames, a huge gust, blows across them, douses the fire on both of the mimes, and blows the fire, because the propellant's still burning, at the other 3 of you. Fortunately, Gen X and Black Ice are off to the side, and so they're not in the direction of the wind where the flame's going. So let's see. You take
Lab coat.
Yes. So you will take 2 points of damage right now. So that gets dropped to 1, and you're on fire, or at least your coat is. Fortunately, it's an expensive coat, so it'll do a good job of protecting itself against the fire. But you are burning.
Stop, drop, and roll, motherfucker.
Crash.
Okay. So here's what I would like to do, and you tell me if I have to roll anything ludicrous to do it. I would like to, as I'm dashing by Tink, grab the coat, run around with it a little bit so the fire goes out, give it back to her, and then come around and blast Mime. Actually, it's blast other Mime. Let's get this guy down.
Okay, so can you run quickly when you're not phasing?
No, but I also don't yet have the ability to phase through solid matter. That comes at tier 3 if I want it.
I'm trying to think of how much wind you push ahead of you while you run. If you're phasing through the air, or if you have a breeze that precedes you. But I think since you have to phase you're probably phasing through the air to remove all the air drag. So
what if he were to pick up the easel sign that's on the sidewalk? He runs, grabs the sign, uses that to create resistance, and he's running by Tink, and he uses the prop because there's one on the sidewalk that I see right there.
There is, yes.
Like a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to do all that?
Go ahead. I'm thinking fanning, either trying to remove our code or fanning Tank off will take your whole turn, because you have to spend enough time to do that and still won't be able to do that and reach the mime. So either you can go and clobber the mime,
Well, I mean, like, if you are running really fast, you're creating a wake and a vacuum, which sucks the
Well, that's
oxygen
he's
out from
phasing.
away. Oh,
So
you're not just running.
He's not interacting with the air, hence the reason one of the reasons
Yeah.
he can go so fast. That's why I was asking.
Okay,
about that.
never mind.
Yeah, because otherwise the vacuum behind him would put the flame out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, look at you doing all kinds of science shit.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case,
She's not badly on fire, mind
yeah,
you.
and I'm not that good of a guy yet. So I am going to. I would like to try a power stunt.
Okay.
Or actually, well, no, I guess I could just do it with Ever. That's fine. Okay, so I am going to dash around back onto the screen. Thank you very much. Over here, coming at it from the right. And I am going to basically just battering ram other mime with my disrupting touch. Actually, using it at immediate range like I should be if it weren't for the power shift.
All right. So his target is back up to a 5.
Okay. And I would really like to hit him. Can I get an asset for getting a running start? Because I'm battering ramming into him.
Yeah, actually.
Cool.
If you're gonna like shoulder check into the guy.
Yep. Not 2, 1. Come on. There we go. Yep. So, yeah, Nope. Okay. Yep. I have done the thing.
Okay. So you smack him, but good.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking very wobbly at this point.
Excellent.
All right. It's Other Mime's turn. So Other Mime, in a very Indiana Jones-like fashion, pulls an imaginary whip off of his hip, whips it around, snaps it up towards the air, pulls his feet up, and then swings into Paw of Justice to kick her. So speed defense. Target 5.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my character sheet and I've got Scramble Machine. Is that one of those things that I have to wait until my turn? Or is there a way that I can use it as like...
Oh, like an opportunity attack?
That's it, yeah. Attack of opportunity. Oh, it's on the right side. I was clicking the one on the left side and it would pop it in the
Yep.
yeah.
So what machine would you be trying to interrupt?
The simple machine that is the whip pulley system.
Unfortunately, the whip is not there. So it's not an actual machine. So you don't know how they're operating, but there's no whip for you to
I
interrupt.
would like to point out that Patrick just said nay nay to the whip.
Oh, Jesus. Jade!
Okay. Crash gives you a little nod of approval.
Nice.
So pause. Speed defense,
Defense.
difficulty 5.
There we
Where
go.
is he attaching this not whip?
That's what's messing us up.
Okay.
Into nothingness.
Okay.
There's nothing above him. Closer to you. Actually, since with speed defense, you kind of dodge to the side, so he's swung out over here. Actually, Tink, since the other mime has landed right in front of you, how about you roll a perception check?
Do her int shifts come into play? I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, roll. Let's see. It'll be easy as heck for you to spot this then. So roll intellect check, difficulty 2. Since we're subtracting 3 from it. Ooh.
There you go.
Roll
Okay.
14.
Interesting thing about the mine. He has no eyebrows and he has no eyelashes. And he doesn't seem to have any hair under his beret.
I don't know why this is interesting, but okay.
He was hoping you'd alopecia it.
There you go.
Oh God.
Oh, boo!
Excellent term. If you recall from the initial player packet, a common side effect of having psionic abilities
Oh,
is
yes.
alopecia universalis.
Yep.
He's a scion.
So what he's using is psychokinesis.
Gesundheit.
Show me Scion, Psyoff.
Say
How
Or
about
like sayonara.
sayonara?
ah.
Tank! So this asshole's landed right the fuck in front of you.
All right.
Somewhat gracefully, because, well, he is a mime, he's a performer, so, you know.
I'm not graceful. I grab another one of my vials. I'm trying to figure out how I want to go.
Well, do you have a flamethrower with you that you built to, use them in?
I mean, like, I'm planning on doing something like a web slinger kind of thing, but I'm not there yet. This
Okay.
week I was working on the propellant.
All right. So you have a vial of propellant and a person right in front of you.
Yes. And do I want to shove it down his pants or into his mouth?
Go for the pants.
Options.
Always go for the pants.
I'm gonna have so many quotes I need to transcribe from this episode.
As
Yeah.
Patrick will tell you, I'm a big fan of pants.
Yeah.
So I grab his pants, like drop a vial into his pants, and then like smash it on him like an egg, like right in the junk.
Jesus.
Abandon pants, all ye who enter here.
Target 5.
Oh, that's gonna sting.
She's got to get at least one asset for that.
Yes, for cleverness, I'll give you an asset on it. You might want to
Okay.
put some effort into the targeting on this.
Is this improvised light weapon?
Indeed, it is.
Okay, and difficulty.
Because you're using a fuel canister.
Yeah.
And difficulty will be 5.
Have you ever do you know the trick to throwing water balloons and always having them hit their target and explode? You grab it and pinch it with your hand, with your nails, and you pop right as you're about to release it, you pop the balloon, so you're impulsing the water, not the balloon itself.
Are you a member of the Water Tribe or something?
No, I'm just an asshole.
The more you know.
But I taught my niece how to do this in July, and it was awesome. And that's why I'm the cool one.
Yes. All right. So you have one asset, and that you can always put some effort into it.
All right. So what did we say for difficulty?
Base is 5.
Okay, difficulty 5. Effort. Effort's the one that you said to put one into.
Yeah, you can put an effort into the hit for that if you want to try to make sure that you actually get it down his pants and break it.
Yeah. Okay. Asset
1.
What's the asset 1? And efforts to damage. That's 0.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can only use one effort currently, I believe.
Yeah, I only have 1 for effort. Okay. Aww.
Oh no!
Oh.
See, this is where you spend an XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend the XP.
Or you could just let the DM do what he would like with the fact that you're trying to reach your hand into some guy's pants with something that catches fire.
I mean, when you put it that way, the choice
What
is up
could
to
go
you.
wrong? I mean,
It's up to
really.
you.
Now I'm intrigued. All right, so you said roll an XP to reroll?
Spend an XP to reroll it.
Yep.
Okay, so that goes down to 4. effort. So do I still have that effort that I
Yes.
had, or is okay?
Yeah, you are basically taking a redo on the entire action.
Okay, asset, you said 1?
Yep.
Yep.
And effort at 0? Yeah, damn it.
Okay.
You still do
But
have
at
to
least
apply
this
the
time
cost.
you
Well,
didn't like drop the
At
vial
least it's
at
not
your
a
feet.
natural 1.
Yeah. You didn't like accidentally drop the vial at his feet while, grabbing his junk. And so,
I mean, if that causes damage.
That's a lot of damage.
it probably caused you a lot of damage. Gen X.
All right. So I was ramping up to clobber other mime, but he, I guess, kindly buggered off. So am I in range to unarmed attack mime?
Yeah, you could take the couple steps forward. Like you're all like in a pretty tight group right now.
Yeah. Well, basically, I mean,
So you're going after first mime?
I'm going after first mime.
Okay. So you just kind of run up and swing. So that would be target 5.
Oh well.
All right, black ice.
All right. So is Gen X, are you going high as you're aiming? Like trying to aim for
I
his
was-
face kind of thing?
I was going high.
Okay. I'm going to squat down and go low
There you
All
go.
right.
to
You're going after mime then?
Yes.
Okay.
With onslaught.
Target 5.
Okay. I'm actually going to put an effort into it. Because these people are annoying me because they're mimes and clowns are creepy.
All right. Apply the cost. All right. And paw.
So, Patrick, just so you know, we can't see a health bar for mime. We can see one for other mime, but not for mime. There you go.
How's that?
There
Better.
we go.
Thank you.
Womp womp.
Okay, so since I'm standing next to other mime, I am going to try to smack him again and see if I can knock him out. So I'm going to do another just unarmed attack, try to finish him off. Difficulty?
All right. Target 5.
There we go. 7 points of damage.
And he dramatically spins around boop, and falls over.
Can I take, like 2 seconds to turn and do the cat where thing where they where when they are digging out with their back paws in the litter box?
Yes.
Bury him a little bit in some cement. All
Yeah.
right. All right. We are up to mime. Okay, so since Gen X took a shot at mime pulls up an invisible rapier, goes into a fencing stance, and stabs at you. So speed defense, target 5.
5. No, hold on. Power shift. Resilience. Can I use my power shift for resilience?
No, that's might, defense, and armor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Although the armor might come in handy.
Yeah,
if
as I
the,
say.
defense doesn't work.
Since I know I know I am in point blank range, I'm going to add an effort. Woot.
All right. You very brilliantly parry the attack with your arm, and you actually feel as though the back of the blade were sliding against your arm. Fortunately, it doesn't cut you because you parried it properly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, crash.
I'm still only tier 1. I don't think I can pull off a tornado. So, as much as I'd love to. All right, so we're just gonna if I wheel around, get a running start, and basically end up charging right at him to kind of battering ram him into the wall. Could I get an asset for that?
Sure. Yeah, there's
Excellent.
enough wall left around the frame of the door.
I will do that. So Crash
Basically,
goes
you'll
around
be-
like this, and then right up.
Yeah.
Into her. Is that the? Yes, that's the her.
Yes. Yes.
Right up into her grill. And let's see. So we're going to do Disrupting Touch. Difficulty 5.
Yep.
Ah! Darn it. All right, so she does still take 1 damage because it does 1 damage on a miss, and that does ignore armor, by the way. So, yeah, so I come rushing at her, and I've got my power juice built up, and if I may narrate for a moment, Patrick.
Yes.
She goes Matador. And steps out of the way at the last second, and I basically screech to a halt and use the blast to keep myself from running into the wall.
Tank. So you're minorly on fire, but you still have another vial of propellant in your hand.
All right. Do I need to get closer to have better accuracy when throwing the vial, or like is it
No, you're still within short
within
range.
range? Okay. So yeah, I will try to throw a vial. Improvised light weapon, difficulty
5.
5. Submit, effort to roll 0, asset 0, effort 0. Ah, ballsack.
We're losing steam here, guys.
It's my fault. I rolled those awesome rolls before we started the game.
Mhm.
I admit it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the vial sails past the mime, who once again Matador's out of the way of it, and sails into the jewelry shop and starts a fire.
Whoops.
So Crash looks past this, looks at the fire, looks
We've
at
got insurance.
looks back out at the street and yells unnecessarily loudly, "Darn hooligans! Keep setting things on fire!"
All right, Gen X.
Motivating speech. Motivating speech. Motivating speech.
Oh yeah, I've got that, don't I?
Good, you forgot.
You know what?
Or you
And
could try releasing that energy you got. If you only trust your abilities, but
yeah, about that.
So, do we actually see you hesitate?
Yeah.
Okay. Crash will look back. Worry later! Act now!
Meanwhile, Black Ice is muttering, "There is no try, do or do not."
Damn kids.
And that clicks something where I stand and kind of cock my shoulders back and mutter under my breath, "Fuck it all to hell," and try release energy.
all right, target 5. And you know what? You get an asset from the motivation that you're receiving from your 2 teammates.
Thank you both. I'm also adding an effort because again, I don't trust, so I'm like trying to put everything in here to do something. So 1 effort, 1 asset.
All right.
Good.
Yay!
Woot.
All right. You hit her, but good. She's not expecting this. And especially since she's just dodged 2 wonderful attacks against her. And just like ice.
Okay. Now, before I figure out what I'm going to do, my question is, are my bird friends just watching all of this?
Yes. And they are making a racket like you'll never believe.
Okay, but they have opted not to join in and help.
Yes.
They know
Okay.
better. Obviously, we
Yeah.
don't, but they do.
Right. And you know what? She's still trying to figure things out. So I'm actually going to try the onslaught mental that I've got,
All right.
aiming at, because she's like, right now she's really terrified she's going to hit Crash or Jean or even Paw, because she's still not sure about her ice.
So what does the
sickle
mental
part.
onslaught for your abilities look like?
Focus your mental energy to blast the thought process of another creature within long range. This mind slice inflicts 2 points of intellect damage, ignores armor.
You give
Somebody's
her a wicked
excited.
case of brain freeze.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
I can brain freeze them.
Nice.
All right.
Do it.
So target 5.
Okay. Target 5. And as I'm unknowingly unleashing this, I'm just muttering that this is giving me a wicked headache.
Yay!
Nice.
Woohoo!
Because ice cream and mimes are very expressive.
Yeah. Well, you gotta, yep, brain freeze.
All right, Paw.
Okay. I am going to, let's see. Crash is kind of in the way. Can I kind of step forward past Crash so that I can get a clear shot at her?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
You can step a square or 2 without any problems.
Okay.
And there are no attacks of opportunity in this system, so.
Okay. I am going to do the bash attack again.
All right. Difficulty 5.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh. So close.
Ah, but she's also dazed.
Now it's going to be easier for everybody else who's left to hit her.
Yep.
Except it's her turn.
It'll wear off at the end of Paw's next turn. And also, defending against her has now also become a step easier.
Okay. So Mime's no dummy. So Mime kicks her leg up and over, puts her hands up in front, revs up, pops a wheelie, and starts driving off. And gets to about, let's say, here-ish. Before it's Crash's turn.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay, there she is.
Yeah. So as he revs up, yeah, he comes right in front of her. Gotta be careful on a bike. You might crash.
Oh.
And I am actually aiming it at the front wheel, or where the front wheel would be. So it basically clip her in the legs if it doesn't actually exist. But if it is some kind of actual psychic construct, then the bike's going to do the really cool flip over me thing.
All right. Target 5.
Target 4, because she's
Yep, 4,
dazed?
yes.
Okay. Can I get an asset for the one-liner?
Sure, we'll give
Okay.
you an asset for the one-liner. It's been a long fight.
Yep.
Hey.
So though the bike doesn't exist, her legs do. So what happens?
Can she still
You
do the
hit her.
cool flip over me thing? And
So what happens is you hit her, knock her out, which makes the force of what she's riding disappear, but she's still traveling forward at the same rate of speed. You hit her in the legs, which causes her to flip in the air over you and land somewhere around the garbage cans over here. And
I
once
hope
again,
it's in the garbage can.
plenty.
That would be so
Yes.
appropriate for a mime.
Yes. Head first in the garbage can with her legs just kind of dangling out of the opposite directions. You hear the sprinkler system go off inside of the jewelry store.
that we have once again set on fire.
And then the crows quiet down. Because, well, the fight's over.
So I look at Jean and reach into my coat pocket and pull out 2 pairs of handcuffs and go, do we need to like restrain these assholes?
Well, since they're not going to play this one out themselves, I think we better help them.
So I hand them over to Jean because what self-respecting goth doesn't have a couple pairs of handcuffs on her.
And I hand one of them back saying, you sure you don't want the honor of...
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Me, because I am freezing.
Fair.
Yeah.
So,
We have a heat source.
Yes, and after I hand those over, I'm reaching in and I'm I have activated.
You could probably just pat the fire that's going on Tink's coat right now.
Yeah.
Your hands
I
are
go
just steaming.
over and
Yeah.
I just kind of use my ice encased hands to put her out, and then reach in and hold my heat source thing.
Mm-hmm. I walk over to other mime, and as I'm walking towards the building to the mime on the ground, I no look fling the other set of cups over to Crash's way.
Oh,
And
you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, Ray, do you want the do you want the one-liner or do you want me to take it?
You go ahead.
Okay. I go over to Mime, put the handcuffs on her, lean over and whisper in her ear, "You have the right to remain silent."
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Nice.
I
all
also
right, so-
reach into my pocket and throw some peanuts up in the air to thank the crows for alerting us.
Yeah.
We got to get you a sponsorship with Planners or something.
Yeah, I
So-
poke my head into the building and look for a fire extinguisher. And if I don't find one, then I just reach for a box of baking soda out of my backpack and start like sprinkling it on the flames.
At
You
least
know,
you
I
didn't
do.
make this batch out of like white phosphorus or anything like that,
Yeah.
so the water's not causing extra problems.
And I figure at some point the crows will bring me something shiny that they have just recently found.
As they want to do.
Yes.
So
From the
we get
jewelry
them cuffed
store.
up. I pull out my phone, go to the message, go to the text that I got and respond. 2 mimes apprehended outside Joey's. Send.
You get a response back quickly. Unit on the way.
Make
And
sure they know I want my cups back at some point. Just
Now I'm
saying.
kind of curious as to why somebody underage has handcuffs, but
I'm a goth. Come
I'm
on.
not.
Say, besides, we're licensed heroes now. I'm pretty sure you can requisition those.
yeah.
It's
had
gonna
them
have a
before
little
this whole
label that
thing.
says "If found, please return."
To black ice. Yes.
Because you never
Thanks
do
for-
that.
I need to do that. Thank you, Tink.
And now black ice is starting to mist in the sunlight.
I look around and go, is everybody in one piece?
yep.
Look
Yep.
at Tink's coat. Did you get that put out?
Lab coats don't catch fire. That's the whole point of lab coats.
I'm
No,
gonna.
so that's the thing, is that the propellant that got sprayed on it was the thing that was burning.
Well, yeah.
The coat itself is fine. It's armored. It's armored up as much as the
Yeah.
fire does damage, so it wouldn't do anything to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
But
Take,
I mean, like the propellant is a consumable, so it would have like run out pretty quick.
It'll burn out eventually. Yeah.
I'm gonna take.
You
a
could have
moment
probably
and do
just walked home, still on fire. You'll be fine. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do a recovery to get some might back. Oh, there we go. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
I'm only down
Yeah.
2 points.
How does one recover might and speed?
So if you click the title of the recovery box on the upper right part of your screen, you will see in the window it's D6 plus 1 because that's what's in your little thing there, and unless you have like a healing power shift or something, then click that next button in the chat
Okay.
window. Yeah.
Ah, wrong one. Okay, so where it says 10 minutes, I hit
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, since I do have a power shift in healing,
Yours is take yours back to 1 action.
okay. So then conceivably, could I click recovery again and then leave it at 10?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because this 2-point
Right.
bullshit is
Yep.
no. Okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. So I got 4 points
5.
in 10 minutes. Would that be like the 3 points that I'm missing in speed and the 1 point that I'm missing in might?
So this one, because it's your first one, it actually only took you 1 action. The next one will take you 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you can put those back in any combination of your pools that you wish.
Okay. To a total of 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
And I'm gonna loiter on for another 10 minutes. I could do another recovery roll for another 2 points, but
Yeah.
Do we want to not be here?
I like that plan.
Me too.
Let's mosey.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
mosey
Where are
down
you
this dark
moseying to?
alleyway.
I don't know about you, but I love to have a cup of coffee on the table.
I was just gonna say I could go for something warm to drink.
Sunbucks is right on the right kitty corner across the park, so
And so we end this adventure where it began.
So you go back to Sunbucks, and then a STEM van pulls in across the street and finds the mimes rather quickly. They do something kind of interesting with them, is they fit headphones over their heads. They kind of like tape them on, and you see someone just like, tinkering around with a phone, and your guests are like playing them something through the headphones that they're wearing.
Totally scrambling their brains.
And then pick them up, toss them into the back of the van, close the door, kaboom, and haul off because, well, they have a busy day.
I'm not getting those cuffs back, am I?
No, you're not.
we'll get you new ones.
All right.
And Crash, while you're there, you're watching them get picked up, and then you realize something.
Yeah.
You didn't pick up either of the bags of jewels that were on the ground. You noticed the STEM guys picked them up, put them in as evidence, and hauled off with the 2 mimes with the 2 bags. For some reason, you hadn't thought to pick those up.
Son of a bitch. We should probably end it here because it's already half an hour past our curfew. So anything else before we adjourn?
Nope.
I'm good.
Nope.
Okay. So thank you all for joining us for episode 4, Goodbye to the Circus. Those of you who wish, we'll be doing an after show shortly after this. It's not streaming, but I'll put it up on YouTube in the next couple of days. This will also go up in the next couple of days. I'd like to thank the people who joined us in chat tonight. And for everyone else, for Patrick, Ekat, Magda, Julie, and Ray, I am the Vitruvian Meeple, saying, you're not just an extroverted gamer, you're a Meeple person. Good night, everyone.